rain and resistance. It's become a familiar combination in this corner of Fylde, but today wasn't just another day of curbside campaigning. 300 miles away, judgment was about to be passed on the right of an energy company to enter a field and explore how much shale gas might lie beneath its feet. These protesters have campaigned in council chambers, they've taken a case through the courts, and for the past 3 months they've made this site on Preston New Road the focal point in their daily fight against fracking. But it's nearly 3 years that they and the industry have been waiting for a definitive answer about whether fracking can go ahead in this part of the Fylde. Today they might just have received it, and it's yes.
Councillor Bennett, Councillor Moon and myself have sought independent legal advice.
When the declarations of interest carry a legal warning, it's a good indication of a stormy session ahead. And so it proved.
It's me being smeared. I am not covering up any issues of child safeguarding.
Somebody in the audience disagreed.
And I am not a liar. You ever call me a liar again? I am not a liar.
Our reporter Paul Faulkner is in Blackpool with more details.
PC Evans said that the footballer turned pundit was at first calm and courteous, but that his behaviour changed dramatically when he was arrested. His tone became confrontational, the court was told, and he suggested that PC Evans was a racist. As her funeral service began 40 miles away, Safi Roussos' Lancashire village seemed further away still from the horror which claimed her short life. And so some of the villagers who knew the 8-year-old, and those who know of her only because of the tragic way in which she died, gathered to pay local tribute.
The whole community, even now, there's been a ripple effect of grief.
A village of just over 5,000 residents, which lost 2 of its young in one night of terror. The tributes may fade, but that stark fact will forever be remembered.
A pig.
A pig? Living in the house? Carefree moments for a young boy whose childhood so far has seen precious few.
When you find out that your child has a cancer, it's like a bad dream.
His parents have downplayed the latest deterioration in Julian's condition in the hope that his young mind remains focused on the only things that should matter to a 7-year-old.
Who broke my wall?
A young family desperate to build the normal life they've been seeking for so long, but which keeps slipping through their grasp. I spoke to the medical director for the programme a couple of weeks ago, and he wanted to stress that there is no secret plan. I think it's probably reasonable to say that there isn't a great deal of secrecy, but what there is complexity. And sometimes from the outside looking in, complexity and secrecy can look like one and the same thing. A Lancashire NHS trust may not be viable if it loses any more contracts to the private sector. That's according to the Labour Party in the county. Are you saying Labour would have reached a different decision based on ideology? Because that would be unlawful, in the same way it would be unlawful for the Conservatives to have awarded the contract based on a private sector ideology.
It's not about ideology, it's about the procurement process.
The road names in this part of Lancashire conjure up a sense of cotton fresh scents blowing on the breeze. But the only thing the wind has brought to Clayton Le Woods lately is a stench. We have just got a slight waft of it overhead, haven't we?
Yeah.
That was pretty unpleasant. The description stink is quite accurate.
Sometimes you're actually physically walking.
On a day like today, spring can seem a long way off. But when it does finally arrive, residents around here will be hoping that the sweet smell associated with it is the only aroma seeping into their homes. It's the time of year for some predictable prattling around, and in Preston's Guildhall it comes in the form of a carpet that's cleared for takeoff. Now we know this is all magic, but there's got to be somebody that makes the magic happen, and I believe, Craig, that's you.
I am the guy that makes it fly.
You won't take me any higher, Craig, will you? Craig, I thought we got on.
Don't take me out. Don't take me out.
Still, after a good show, there's always a bit of a come down.